Welcome to Bergen, our favorite city in Norway. We were there from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and to experience the city, we think there is little reason to take a ship excursion here. The top sites are easy to reach and appreciate on your own. I'd recommend you take a walking tour that includes visits to the Bryggens and Hanseatic museums, ride the funicular to the top of Mount Floyen, and wrap up your day enjoying the wharf and fish market. It sounds like a lot, but it's easily doable if you take some time and plan your day. Let's get started. It's a 30-minute walk to get to the Floyen funicular. Here, it's a 7-minute trip each way to climb 1,000 feet to get a bird's eye view of the town. If you ride the funicular for a round trip, you'll spend about 45 to 60 minutes here if you don't stop for a bite to eat. I'd also suggest buying your tickets online in advance so you can skip the ticket line during the busy summer months. The best views of Bergen are from the top of Mount Floyen, spectacular views of the city and harbor. We were also greeted by the Floyen cashmere goats who love to be petted and cuddled. Pippi was in hog heaven with her new friend, and Alex was a friendly little chap. There are also hiking trails at the top of the mountain if you want to spend more time here. We hiked the 3.3 kilometers down to see the city from a different perspective. The top half of the 60-minute hike is gravel roads through a forest, and the bottom half is paved as you get closer to the city. The views are still amazing. From Floyen, we walked to St. Mary's Church, Bergen's oldest preserved church that dates back to the 12th century. It's also called the German Church since it was used by the German merchants of the Hanseatic League. Near St. Mary's Church is the statue of Snorri Sturluson. He was an Icelandic scribe and scholar that wrote down the Viking sagas. So, thanks to him, we know much about the Vikings' everyday life. We took a guided tour of the Bryggens Museum. The guided tour is well worth the cost and time. It's about 90 minutes because many of Bergen's sites would really be hard to appreciate without the guide to help you understand the city's history. The museum's permanent exhibit shown here is the original archaeological digs findings that tell the early history of Bergen from 1050 to 1500. I would also suggest reserving your museum tour ahead of time as well. The museum tour included a short walkabout of several Hanseatic wooden buildings where we learned about their unique features. For example, if you look up to the roof, you'll see the winch and pulley systems on these buildings. These connected the ground floor workrooms with the top floor storerooms. There were so many amazing sights to see while walking in Bergen. The narrow wooden streets, a wishing well with King Olaf V's insignia, and even Main Street. It's wider and was built with cobblestones. We then walked to Rosencrantz Tower. Its fame and history is due to the German Hanseatic merchants. They dominated the town by making all the money and didn't pay taxes. The king had the tower aim its cannons at Bergen and not at the sea. The Germans got that message and paid their taxes. Climb the tower and look for the red holes at the top, which mark where the cannons were located. Bryggen Quarter, also known as the Wharf area, this is the most photographed site in town and is the iconic front door of Bergen. The first 6 houses shown here were built in the 1980s to hide a modern hotel, so they stand tall and straight. The next set of 11 wooden houses date back to the early 1700s. These buildings have settled and have a slight lean to them. The first building also has a very unique corner tenement. Bryggens Wharf has bakeries with outdoor seating where you can grab a snack, and the fish market at the head of the harbor is just across the street. The lively fish market has inexpensive seafood eateries and some other unique items such as a moose burger or a reindeer hot dog that you can try for lunch. In the afternoon, we took a guided tour of the Hanseatic Museum. It also takes about an hour and is well worth the time. The tour highlights Bryggen's glory days of the Hanseatic League and features an old merchant house from the early 1700s. It's furnished with a bed cabinet, an early hand washing station, and a food warmer that also provided heat to the room. There's also a 100-year-old cot that hangs from the ceiling, and that's for good luck. The Hanseatic assembly rooms were also a natural meeting place, especially during that winter month. In this room, the German traders met to share meals, gather for court sessions, hold parties, and act as a schoolroom for the young apprentices. When the court was in session and you broke a rule, the finger stick was pointed at you. Your punishment was usually buying a whole barrel of beer for those who gathered there. Open flames were only allowed in the assembly halls and connected cookhouses to prevent fires in the warehouses. Smoke from the fires could escape through the thatched roof, and special kitchen shoes were worn to avoid carrying any potential fire hazards outside. We also passed by the Seafarers Monument in the center of the main square. This monument celebrates Bergen's affiliation with the sea and remembers those who worked and died in it. The statues on each side relate to the scenes depicted above them. A short walk back to the ship, and we were ready to say goodbye to Bergen. The sail away was pretty spectacular as well. Bergen is the second largest city in Norway. It has its own lighthouse, and there are many small islands that we had to navigate around. We loved our time in Bergen as it was a beautiful sunny day, and as I said, it was our favorite port in Norway. Exploring the rich maritime heritage of the Hanseatic League, getting spectacular views from Mount Floyen, and enjoying the Bryggen Quarter made it a magical day. Thanks for watching.